So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to slip stitch closed the arch right at the top of your monkey's legs. Okay, you can see we've still got a nice hole there that we're gonna need to fill it up. So you can see I've got my body stuffed, my legs are nice and stuffed just how I want them to be. Right here to the side, I have my needle and thread all set and ready to go. Right, that you can see I've got my thread, and there at the very end is my knot, and it's pretty good size because I need to keep it from going through my sock. Okay, that should be perfect though. So first thing I'm gonna do is what's called burying my thread, that I'm gonna go about 1/4 to a 1/2 inch away from where I actually need my stitch to start. I'm gonna go actually through where the stuffing is so that I'm hiding my knot on the underside. All right, so as I pull it through, you can see that my needle is coming out on the outside of my monkey, right? And I'm gonna tug it just a little bit, but there's my knot. You can see that when I pull my thread tight here, it hides it underneath the outside layer. Okay, so with that done, I'm ready to start my slip stitch. So the big thing we're gonna be coming back to over and over again is you are going to need to pinch and push stuffing out of the way as you go. All right, so same as we did on the sample, we're gonna stay a little ways away from that outside edge while we're bringing these two sides together, but we're gonna go about 1/4 inch forward just like we did before. And then as close to keeping it parallel as we can, I'm gonna cross over to the other side. So at this point, it's the front of my monkey, right? And I'm gonna move 1/4 inch forward, making sure I stay about 1/4 of an inch away from that edge that's cut, because I don't wanna pull out the thread. And there we go, I'm just gonna keep pulling it forward. Now, right now, I'm not super worried about getting it nice and tight. However, I am gonna try to tighten it as I go so that it makes it look like a nice flat seam, like right there. So I'm back on the back side of my monkey, close to his bum. Gonna go another 1/4 inch forward, staying away from that edge. Pull it through, get my stuffing out of the way. Okay, and I'm just gonna keep working that. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit until we're getting ready to tie off. Okay, so as you can see, I've got just a little bit left here. I'm gonna go ahead and do my last few stitches to hold it closed, and there we go, looks closed now. And I'm actually gonna go 1 or 2 extra stitches past where it looks like I need it, just to make sure that I'm actually using my back stitch as an extra secure point to keep my stitches from coming undone. You can see it looks like the same stitch going from one toe to the other all the way up there. Okay, but as I said, just doing 1 or 2 extra stitches to make sure that my back stitch is kind of reinforcing my slip stitch. Now, next thing is tying it off. That this is very similar to how we've done it before. That I'm gonna get just a tiny little bit of both sides of that seam. So, and you can actually see as I'm pulling it through, it doesn't even really look like I'm grabbing much, but I'm going to keep doing the same thing I have been, that I get it through both sides, just a tiny bit, and then I'm going to loop my thread where it's coming off my stitch around my needle so that I've got a knot forming. It's not enough just to loop it through. I've got to actually wrap it around my needle, pull it tight, and do that 3 times. Just kind of like double knotting your shoes, that, you know, you do that first layer and then you actually make the bow and then you knot it one more time, make sure it's secure. Okay, now the thing is, if I were to trim it right there, it would come undone. So what I'm actually going to do is right where the knot is, I'm going to poke my needle in, and then I'm going to poke it through his leg so it's coming out just a little ways away. And what that's going to do is hide the end of my thread so that when I pull it through, I'm going to get it nice and snug. And without getting too close to my monkey, I'm just going to come right in and trim it. And when I let go, you're going to be able to see that the end of my thread, whoops, there he goes, is now hidden inside my monkey. So it doesn't even look like there is a knot there. We're done.